And then breaking news, deadly attacks in Paris, France after reports of multiple shootings and explosions. Now, here is what we know right now. At least 60 people are dead. France's president has declared a state of emergency and closed the country's borders. AP now reports an assault is underway against terrorists who took a nightclub. As many as 100 people may be held hostage there.
French police confirming 2 suicide attacks, 1 bombing near this Paris stadium where the Paris national team and the German national team were playing. President Obama calls these attacks, quote, outrageous attempts to terrorize innocent civilians. So far, no immediate claim of responsibility for these attacks.
Katie Crowther spoke to a Greenfield native who is in Paris, and Katie has been talking to that Greenfield native. And as soon as we get to, we'll
Let's
hear
go ahead
exactly
and listen
what.
to who Katie spoke with.
First of all, it's a state of emergency, so that means that nothing can really, they just stopped the metro, they stopped the RER, they stopped all the trains and everything, so we don't really have an option. Like, we have a car, but we're not obviously going to go driving in the middle of it.
You guys, Chelsea Brannon works nearby where the shootings took place. She told me she lives about 15 minutes away from all those sites. We spoke to her about 15 minutes ago. She actually is a UW-Milwaukee graduate, and then she studied in France through their business school through UWM. She's been living in Paris for 5 years. She actually just married a rugby player, and they live together in Paris. So I'll have much more with her coming up at 10. She says they're safe. They are pretty much holed up inside their apartment right now. Definitely fearful. They've been on the phone with all their family here in Milwaukee. We're trying to get in touch with them right now as well. They were more fearful than she was, as you can imagine. So I'll definitely keep you posted on this story. She's one of many over there who are trying to figure out what to do as they're under a state of emergency.
Katie, we're reading on social media people across Paris tonight are opening their doors and is welcoming people in. Does she know anything about that? Because there are people stranded tonight on the streets of Paris with nowhere to go who need to find some kind of a shelter.
Yeah, you know, she didn't talk specifically about whether strangers were being brought into her place, but she did say a lot of her friends are together right now in her apartment. They're all sitting around a TV. So I think a lot of the people she knows, they're making sure they're all together. She said they just went grocery shopping, luckily, so they have everything they need in their place, because honestly, they don't know when they're going to be able to leave. They're in a very tough situation right now. They just found out that all of the borders, a lot of flights, and all public transportation has been stopped. So no one can really get anywhere. She also said she has a lot of close friends in the worst hit areas where some of those terrorist attacks happened. She said they're busy, popular, young areas. So right now she's most worried about some of her friends. They're all trying to get in touch with each other.
And Katie, we know you just literally moments ago got off the phone with Chelsea, so we thank you very much for making this happen. But you know, you think about the family and people who have relatives over in France, and no doubt this is a horrible time because they're wondering, are my loved ones safe? Does Chelsea have any words for anybody here that may be concerned? You know, I asked her that, and she said, you know, just tell my family and friends I love you and I'm okay. She said her aunt, luckily, you know, with Skype these days and with cell phones and Facebook, she's in touch a lot with her family, and she was in touch with her family before she was in touch with me. She said her aunt, though, did call her crying hysterically because she was so worried. So she said she has been in touch with all her family, but she said you could definitely remind them that I love them and I'm fine.
It is nerve-wracking for parents to send their kids on an overseas trip like this, especially when these events happen. Katie Crowther, thank you so much. Let's go back to the live picture from Paris for just a moment now. Associated Press is giving us new details on what's going on at that nightclub. We've been reporting for the last couple of hours that at least 100 people were held hostage in that nightclub by terrorists. AP is reporting there was an assault by police on that concert hall, and it is over. The assault on the concert hall is over. At least 2 attackers are killed. We don't know about any potential hostages who may have been injured or killed, but there was an assault on the concert hall where there were hostages. It is over, and we will continue to look for updates on that situation there. But that seems to bring the active incidents in Paris tonight to a close. 7 different scenes across northern Paris tonight where there were acts of terror. Now that the hostage situation has ended, it appears everything is over for now.
Yeah, obviously a nation on edge, and this it seeps through here in our country, because as we remember just 10 months ago, the Charlie Hebdo carnage, which just really ripped apart that country, that is still on the minds of everybody there. Right now, we don't have any word, no word on who is responsible. No particular group is claiming responsibility, but this has been just a somber day for thousands of people and really everybody throughout the world, as we see innocent people being struck down and savagely killed.
We're getting reactions from across the world from leaders. We heard from President Obama just before 5 o'clock saying an attack on Paris is an attack on every freedom-loving people in the world. We're getting the German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, also saying that this is something that has deeply shaken her people, and the pictures are reaching them. She reached out to the leaders of France. They have in France tonight done something they have not done since World War II. They've closed the borders of that country and put that country on a state of emergency. This shows you just how seriously they are taking this attack.
And we, of course, will continue to follow this breaking news from Paris, and we'll have the very latest tonight on Live at 10, as well as TMJ4 online, tmj4.com. We're going to move on to